So when we watch the top players in the world hit the ball, it looks absolutely effortless. The noise is incredible off the club face, and they hit the ball a long way and super accurate every time. But then unfortunately for most golfers, they feel like their game is the complete opposite. They feel like they put lots and lots of effort into the swing. The contact with the ball's very, very inconsistent. Even if they get the ball online, it doesn't really go anywhere for the amount of effort they seem to put into the golf swing. And for me, this is all about how efficient you are at getting the energy that you generate in your body into the club and into the golf ball. And the way the top players do it compared to the majority of golfers is completely different. So very often golfers will tell me that they'd love to feel that they kind of compress the golf ball more, get more shaft lean, get that ball and then ground contact. And these are all great little phrases and terms, but feel like they've got no idea how to actually achieve that consistently. Well, I'm going to show you just a couple of simple movements and feels that are really going to get you able to even feel like you swing the club a little slower than normal, get lots and lots of energy into the ball, and start hitting the ball further and straighter than ever. So hopefully that sounds just what you've tuned in for. So what we need to achieve is we need to achieve ball and then ground contact. We could do with forward shaft lean, which helps create that de-lofts the golf club and gets more energy into the club and the ball. And a lot of golfers will talk to me about, I know what I need to do. I need to create lag in the downswing so that as I fire, the noise that the clubhead makes is kind of after the ball. So when you make a practice swing, listen to the sound the clubhead makes. You can hear that kind of whoosh sounds, definitely kind of down at the bottom of my swing. If anything, slightly after where the golf ball would be. And yet when I watch most golfers swing, that speed's much more back there, or that noise is back there, and that means that's where they're releasing the energy of the club too early. That affects contact and definitely doesn't get into the golf ball. So if I were to release that energy really, really early, even putting a lot of effort into my swing, poor contact, good club head speed, but low point behind the ball, club face closed, carry 104 yards. And that really felt like I was swinging the club as fast as possible. So a lot of golfers will then say, right, well, what I need to do is, if I'm releasing the club early, I need to try and hold on to that angle. And lots of golfers will talk about, when you see the top players in the world, it looks like that angle gets maintained as long as possible coming down into the ball. Now, the problem is when you look down the line, for a lot of golfers, when they try and hold that angle on the way down, see how that club face is wide open? But the best players in the world have that club face more like that, so that as they continue to turn into the golf ball, that club face is nice and square. Because if I have that club face open, hanging onto that angle, the first shot I'm going to hit is way out to the right. And even though there was decent club head speed and my low point was ahead, the club face was 14.6 degrees open. Now, I would definitely say when you look at golf swings face on as well, that angle is a little bit misleading, because if I'm there and that club face is very, very open, that angle looks great, but we know as we come into the golf ball, club face is wide open, and the only way I can square that up is to back off, release the club even earlier, and hit the ball with tons of loft. So what you actually see is, with the best players in the world, actually as that wrist flattens off, the club goes behind. And if we look at face on there, as I flatten that wrist off, that angle looks like it gets smaller, and then we can get going. So there's a couple of feels we want in the start of the downswing. So we want to feel that as we're getting towards the top of the swing, we're going to let the body move towards the target, but you want to feel that that club head drops behind you a little bit. And what you'll see is the club drops behind. See how that wrist flattens off, and then all of a sudden, as I'm coming down, that leading edge is much more matching my spine angle. And then the release will be later. And we get that energy from the club into the ball. So do a couple of swings and we're going to feel a couple of practice swings. As the club's getting to the top, we're going to move towards the target and let the club head drop behind me. And then just swing down as normal. And even though I don't feel I'm putting anything into that, still feels like the club's really whipping through the bottom of the golf swing. So then we're going to hit a couple of shots. No real intent in this, just try to get the movement good, shift and drop. And if we can do that, even though the contact wasn't great, 84.7 mile an hour club speed, 116 ball speed, low point way ahead of the golf ball, club face 1.6 degrees closed, and 165 yards carry. And honestly, that felt effortless. Felt like I wasn't really putting anything in, wasn't really trying to hold any angles. Just shift my body. And the beauty is when you shift your body, and it's not this upper body starting the downswing, the weight of the club actually wants to drop behind you. The shift's going to get the low point ahead. The club behind gets that club face set. And as I turn, you can see how I'm going to de-loft the club. I'm also going to get ball and then ground contact. And we're ticking all the boxes that you would need to hit great shots. And this is exactly what the best players in the world are doing, bar none. Every top player is shifting towards the target. The club's dropping behind because of the shift, but also then those wrist angles are good and they're able to get, even though they push into the ground and generate lots of energy, the top players are unbelievably good at getting that energy into the club head in at the right time, striking the ball and getting it into the golf ball. So we're going to do one more slightly slower one. Again, felt effortless, 84.9 club speed, nearly 119 ball speed, club face very square at the bottom, and 170 carry. And when I work on this face-to-face with people, most golfers are just telling me that why would I ever need to put more effort into the golf swing? So we go one more nice easy one. A little bit thin. But again, 86 mile an hour club speed, nearly 118 ball speed, and club face just a little bit closed for 164 carry. So if you are watching today's video and enjoying today's content, a lot of golfers are still watching and not subscribing to the channel. I would love it if you just took that second to subscribe, maybe even like it, maybe even share it out there. The more golfers that are interacting with the video and commenting, the more YouTube are going to push it out there, and it's going to help more and more golfers improve their golf, but it's also going to help me understand what kind of content you guys like watching. Okay, so as we feel effortless on those, then we could just try and feel like we swing a little quicker. Still that movement of shift and let the club head drop behind you, and then all the way through to that fully committed finish. Make that swing. So 89 mile an hour club speed, 117 ball speed, club face absolutely square at impact on 181 carry. And I'm just hitting 7-irons here. And it is amazing once you start whipping that club through the bottom by getting the sequence correct, delivering the club more like the top players in the world, how we start hitting the ball further and straighter, and it just becomes incredibly addictive to stand up there, make that swing time after time, and just keep hitting good shot after good shot. But remember, we shouldn't be trying to put lots and lots of effort in to hit that golf ball hard. We don't need to try and hold those angles. If you make sure that as you get to the top of your backswing, you shift towards the target and let that club head go behind you rather than out in front of you, you're going to start delivering the club quicker than ever, with less loft, striking the ball better, and hitting the ball longer and straighter than ever before.